Hello and welcome to Him Tutorials. It's me Poonam, as I am here to help you in your online study, and from today we are going to start our revision sessions, and in our first session we are going to discuss this chapter Nutrition in Plants, and the subtopic in Nutrition in Plants we are going to discuss is about the nutrition, and the learning objectives for this session would be we will learn the types of nutrition, what are nutrients, and the basic and the brief introduction about the photosynthesis. So let's begin with the session now. As we all know that it is very much important for our body to carry out life activities, and for carrying out life activities we require energy. From where do we get energy? From the food which we eat, we get the energy for the different activities of the life. So the food has different type of components, and these components are called as nutrients. So let's have a look. So what are these components? As carbohydrates, which are energy giving foods. Fats are also energy giving food, but double the amount than the carbohydrates. Then proteins as bodybuilding food, minerals and vitamins as protective food, two more components are there which are very important: water, as it comprises 70% of the body, and roughage, as roughage is important dietary fiber. It doesn't gives any nutrition, but very important dietary fiber for just digesting the food properly in the body. So these are the nutrients which are required for the proper functioning of the body. Now we will discuss that in case of animals, if we discuss how these nutrients are being absorbed in the body and help our body to carry out different life activities. Now, to just absorb the food in our body, because when we eat the food, that food is in complex form, we will change that complex form to the simple form. Now, how this simple form get assimilated or get absorbed in the blood and taken up by our body for the growth and development. In this process, in nutrition process, three main systems of the body help us. They are, first is circulatory system, second is respiratory system, and third is digestive system. Now all the systems as circulatory, respiratory and digestive, they have their own component. As circulatory has blood, respiratory system provides oxygen, and digestive system provides glucose. Now what the blood will do? The blood as a body fluid, it will carry oxygen and glucose both to each and every cell of our body. As we know that cell is the basic component, structural and functional unit of our body. Okay, so blood carries oxygen and glucose to all the cells of the body, and in turn the cell will, what the cell will do? Cell will absorb oxygen and glucose both, and in turn it will provide carbon dioxide to the blood. And when oxygen and glucose is absorbed, the cell will produce energy, and this energy is required for the proper growth of the body. So I hope you get to know that what is nutrition and how it works. Simply, three systems providing three different components. Now one component will carry another two along with it, because it is the only which is fluid in, present in a fluid form in our body, and it will carry along with it oxygen and glucose. Now this oxygen and glucose will given to the cell, and cell will release energy, and this energy is released in form of ATP, and the full form of ATP is adenosine triphosphate. I repeat again, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, and in turn, as a return gift, what cell will give to the blood? Cell will give carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is again carried by the blood and given to the respiratory system, and from the respiratory system or from the lungs and through various processes, this carbon dioxide is just expelled out from our body. That will be learning respiratory system. Okay, so this is the basic you can say outline diagram that how the nutrition is working in our body, or how the food which enters in our body help in absorbing the nutrition in the body. Now next is the mode of nutrition. There are two modes of nutrition if we talk about. The first mode is autotrophic, and the second mode is heterotrophic or heterotrophic. Auto means self, we have discussed it earlier also, and trophic means nourishment. Again, hetero means other, and trophic means nourishment. So can anybody guess that which organisms present on the earth are capable of producing their own food? I think you all know the answer, and the answer is plants. Plants, but mainly which type of plants? Green plants. Why they are green? Because they have chlorophyll in them. We will discuss about it later on. So plants which are green in color, they undergo the process of food making. And can anybody guess that what that process is called as? We are learning from many years. Right, that is photosynthesis. Okay, so with the help of photosynthesis, these green plants synthesize their own food, and this type of nutrition or this type of mode of nutrition is called as autotrophic mode of nutrition. And what they are doing, they are just taking the inorganic materials and forming the organic one with that. Okay, how they are forming, we will learn about that. Okay, now here in heterotrophic mode of nutrition, other means those organisms which are present on earth and are not capable of making their own food. So can anybody guess? Animals, and we humans are also included in them. And one more thing is there, some plants are also involved in it, and those plants are called as non-green plants. So I'll write only animals plus non-green plants. If I exemplify these non-green plants, then one example which is very common and we eat them as a vegetable, that is mushroom. Now it's very much easy for you to understand that what non-green plants means. Okay, so animals and non-green plants, because mushroom is almost you can pale yellow or whitish in color, not properly white but little bit whitish in color. So they do not have green color because they do not have chlorophyll. So many more plants are there which do not have chlorophyll in them, so they are not capable of maintaining their own food or preparing their own food. Okay, so they do not undergo the process of photosynthesis. So these are the two main modes of nutrition, and I like to add one more thing here. Those organisms which are capable of producing the food, like plants, especially the green plants, they are called as producers, because they are producing the food, they are producing the food, okay, they are making the food. And those organisms which are not capable of maintaining their own food or capable of making their own food, and they are just eating up the food which is prepared by plants, green plants, so they are just consuming the food. So that is why they are called as consumers. So these are producers and these are consumers. Okay, now one by one we will discuss about the different type of mode of nutrition. First we will go with the autotrophic mode of nutrition. In autotrophic mode of nutrition, we will discuss about the process by which the plants make their food, that is called as photosynthesis. Now this photosynthesis is also a combination of two words. Photo means light and synthesis means to put together. To put together. Now here the question is that what is putting together? What the two things? Because if we have to put together, then we have to brought two different things to put together. Okay, so in presence of light, two different things are put together and they are carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, so carbon dioxide and water in presence of light. What kind of light? Can anybody name the natural source of light on the earth? Yes, you're right, that is sun. So, sun is giving us what type of energy? Sun is giving us solar energy, and in the process of photosynthesis, this solar energy will convert into the chemical energy. Okay, because carbon dioxide and water, they both combine with each other in the presence of sunlight, and most important component, that is chlorophyll. We will discuss that, where this chlorophyll resides and how it helps in synthesis of food for the plant. We will discuss it. We'll discuss it later on. Okay. So up to now, because we are just introducing the photosynthesis, so it is only to give you the names, that what are the main components which are contributing in the photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide and water, they combine, they put together. Okay, in the case of light, light is sunlight and chlorophyll, and what you are going to have? You are going to have glucose. Okay, and this glucose is mainly in the form of carbohydrate, or you can say that carbohydrate we are going to synthesize. Okay, and this carbohydrate is in form of simple sugar, that is glucose. Now this is the first product you are going to have. Second product, the main nutrient, as we have discussed, that first we have carbohydrates as energy giving food, and the second, because fats are also energy giving food, so how carbohydrates are being converted into fats, we will discuss later on in chapter. But the second or the main component, that is protein, the bodybuilding food protein. So how this carbohydrate, it will combine with nitrogen, and when it combines with nitrogen in the form of nitrates, it will give us protein. So both the components we got. First we got carbohydrate, second we got the protein. So here it is energy giving food, and here the protein is bodybuilding food. Okay. So what is going on? Carbon dioxide and water. This is not a balanced equation because there is little more to add. We will discuss it thoroughly in the photosynthesis in our next session. So just I am giving you the introduction about the word photosynthesis. So word photosynthesis means in the presence of light, two things are putting together, that is carbon dioxide and water, in the presence of chlorophyll, in the presence of sunlight, and they will give us glucose. Glucose is what? It is a simple sugar, it is a carbohydrate. Okay. Now this carbohydrate will combine with nitrogen, and not in the form of nitrogen. Nitrogen has to convert itself. It has to convert itself into the nitrate, and there are certain plants and certain microorganisms, as certain bacteria, mainly the rhizobium family, that is going to convert the nitrogen into the soluble form, that is called as nitrate. That nitrate is soluble in water, and when the plant, when the roots of the plant will absorb water, nitrate is absorbed with the help of this water, and it is given to the carbohydrate. Okay, and the protein as a bodybuilding food is formed. So I hope you understood this topic, just because we are just introducing the chapter. So these are the basic nutrients. Nutrients are very much important for the growth of the body, and three systems of the body, they help in getting the energy, that is in form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Also carbon dioxide is released, which was expelled by the respiratory system. We have two modes of nutrition, autotrophic, heterotrophic. Autotrophic means self-nourishment, they are given by producers. Heterotrophic means other organisms, okay, and they are called as consumers. and here we are discussing the autotrophic mode of nutrition, in which we are discussing only and only green plants, and green plants make their food in the, now this question is missed, green plants make their food in very special type of, or you can say a very numbered type of part, that is leaves. And leaves are called as the food factory or kitchen of the plant. Why? Because leaves are preparing food. What they are preparing? They are preparing food for the plant. Okay. And as we know that in our home, only one kitchen is there for one family. But if you visualize and if you try to just think that in one plant there are number of kitchens are there. So if number of kitchens are there, it means it is behaving like a factory, because it's making the food in bulk, okay, for the whole plant, because there are number of leaves. So that's why the leaves are called as the kitchen of the plant or the food factory of the plant. It undergoes the process of photosynthesis, and the photosynthesis, solar energy is converted into chemical energy. The two products are formed as carbohydrate and protein, and we have discussed that carbohydrate is a energy giving food and protein is a body building food. So up to our next session. Keep watching, keep learning. Thank you so much.